All right, so this is the final project for Data 620. the uh, This is Krishna Rajan, and I'm here to talk about my project. The project I chose is Twitter sentiment analysis about the COVID-19 crisis. As we know, the COVID has struck fear into the heart of the world. Every country in the world has seen the effects of the COVID uh, with respect to toll, the physical toll it has extracted on its population, killing its people, and also making a lot of people lose their jobs. And it has actually grinded the economies of the major countries into a halt. So I would like to dedicate this project to those who have been directly or indirectly affected by this pandemic. So what I'm trying to do is trying to analyze the sentiments around the COVID pandemic, by using Twitter. The Twitter data pull. Um, so the first thing is to pull the data out of Twitter, for which I have uh, you know uh, another file. This is an extraction file from Twitter, and it is loading, as you can see. So here is it goes into the details of how to you know uh, get the data out of Twitter. uh, and you need a developer account with Twitter, which will provide you with a consumer key and a consumer secret, an access token and an access token secret. And using the search words COVID-19 or COVID-19, I was able to get uh, filter out 1,000 tweets from 2020-0301, which is March 1st, and get around 1,000 tweets. And based on that, but then as you can see, and the tweets I'm getting is from 5, that is May 21st, 2020, because Twitter has a problem. Not a problem, but it's a you need to pay to go. You can get 2 weeks worth of data, but one thing, if you want to go before that, you will need to access, or you need to pay Twitter, for that feature. So I used a free development account, so I was able to get 2 weeks worth of data. I got around 1,000 tweets. I think I didn't even have to, um, um, you know, it, for 1,000 tweets. It all it did was it took tweets from May 21st to May 23rd, and that was able to generate around 1,000 different tweets. And then once they were generated, they were then put into a CSV file, COVID-19 tweets. .csv, my sentiment analysis file, which is named as Final Project 2 IPMB. So we got the Twitter data pull, and then I'm going to do a sentiment analysis based on the 1,000 tweets for the hashtag COVID-19 or COVID-19, using the text blob package. So I loaded the libraries, and then I loaded the tweets. So they were in CSV formats. The problem with the downloaded data was the location data, which was not really helpful. There's a lot of noise in it, so I had to clean the downloaded file, and clean the location. So I had, based on and once I cleaned the file, I was able to get a clean location and a type location. I added 2 of those columns. uh, you know the clean location underscore clean gives you states in the United States, and of different countries. The location type tries to categorize these locations by whether they're US states or whether they're countries from the rest of the world. And we also have a lot of unknowns, which are then named unknowns. So you can know the shape is, there's 1,000 tweets with 8 columns. Then this is just gives you a snapshot of all the tweets that was downloaded. Utility functions. So these are the functions that are used to clean the tweets, and then applying that to the clean tweets CSV file. So it was now ready for sentiment analysis. So using the text block package, we were able to use the clean text and then build a sentiment, um, polarity of the tweets, so we could get positive, negative, and neutral tweets. And based on that, we got 174 negative, 437 positive, and 389 neutral, and sorry, 437 neutral and 389 positive. So when I started this project, I expected a lot of negative sentiments around the COVID-19. But then, if this was done in March, we'd have had more negative, slightly as compared to neutral and positive. But since we are in May, where the bulk of the population has somehow managed, by quarantining themselves and taking precautions, has managed to ride out the initial storm. So, and also there is a lot of positive news around the development of vaccines and development of drugs, to help combat this virus. So it's actually been, and I think that's the reason as to why I'm seeing a lot of positive and neutral tweets as compared to negative, which is I was kind of surprised. Most of the tweets are positive or neutral. Uh, Positive there's 39%, neutral there is 44, and negative was 17%. As you can see here, so negative, neutral, and positive. So this just gives you, 10 tweets which are positive, negative, 10 tweets that are positive, and 10 tweets that are neutral. And this just trying to review the tweets. Positive tweets, so 39% of the tweets resulted in a positive sentiment. One of the tweets just said, just watched the interview with Professor Sunetra Gupta at highly recommended COVID-19. So it was actually one of those interviews that I did watch, and Professor Gupta was pretty positive about the development of the COVID-19 related drugs and vaccines. So the next I did was tweets by location, into the United States, rest of the world, and unknown. So 44% of the tweets were from the US, rest of the world it was 23, and there was 33% unknowns. And then you can see here majority of the tweets are from the United States. Then I wrote this code which creates two data frames, one for tweets with the United States as their user location, and the other is from other countries. Unknown locations are excluded. So United States tweets from United States uh, we're getting the most tweets from the US, specifically from California, New York, and Florida. And then tweets from other countries, as you can see, Canada, Australia, and United Kingdom have the most number of tweets, with respect to this COVID crisis. So when you do a Twitter sentiment by location, this will tell you that for negative sentiments, US had 83 negative sentiments compared to 34 for the rest of the world. And then neutral, the US had 184 versus 98 for the rest of the world. With respect to positive, there was US had 170 positive, while the rest of the world had 99 positive tweets. So this just gives you a sentiment by location. As you can see, United States is because of the fact that more number of tweets are from the US. Positive, negative, and neutral tweets are also from the US. So what I did was next was a positive sentiment. Since I thought this is going to be mostly negative, I wanted to understand the positive tweets, and I wanted to study these closer. Ignoring unknown, it is surprising that Canada takes the lead on this. States in the United States with the most positive tweets are California and Washington and Florida. Other countries with a good number of people tweeting positive are Australia and United Kingdom. So I set out to wrap this up. I set out on this final project thinking I will find a whole lot of negative and neutral tweets, as I mentioned earlier, regarding this virus, but it turns out the tweets have been more positive than negative. Tells us that people are well equipped to deal with the pandemic compared to previous pandemics. With that, I thank you. I thank the professor, and it was a fun ride. And I hope I'm able to use this in my in the future, you know, in my job. Thank you.